Hello, everyone. It's me, Andrew. I'm here in my home in lovely Ligonier, Pennsylvania. Hopefully, all of you are doing well out there. It is Wednesday. So, William is at his ceramics class tonight. So, unfortunately, he can't be here. So, there's a couple different things that we kind of should probably talk about real quick. So this is going to be a really short, quick demo, and then I have a meeting at 5:30. So this is going to be super quick. For some of you may have seen this already, but otherwise it's pretty quick. But what we will do is we'll come back at 9:30. We'll put a banner up and show when that's going to be for tonight. So after my one meeting, there'll be another live tonight around 9 or 9:30, and so we'll have more stuff later on. But I didn't want to go and not do something at 5, so here I am. Hopefully y'all are doing well out there. I'm gonna pretty much jump right into it because I know that we don't have a ton of time, so I'm not going to talk as much in the beginning because I could talk for 30 minutes or 20 minutes on my own. If anybody's watching who wants to be a timekeeper, I have a meeting at, let me see if that, I have a meeting at 5:30. So if somebody could let me know when it's 5:25, that would be awesome. I see Michelle's watching. Hi, Michelle. Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, last night I worked on, so I don't know if you know this or not, but every month I try to do a painting as a digital download for our Patreon supporters. And so I worked on that painting last night. And yeah, Susan says, we'll be back at 9. Thanks. All right. I'm going to still do a demo right now. So don't go quite yet unless you have to go. But we'll do a quick little demo and then we'll be back around 9 or 9:30. But I thought today would be fun to do something really fast here at the house because I am, of course, someone's moving stuff around. So I don't have everything that I usually work with. I didn't bring my kit today. So, all right. So Susan's here. Norma's here. Um, yeah, so that's fine. I think we can jump right into the demo, right? Normally I like to talk and be like, oh, sharing is caring. I feel whenever I do these live, I run up and down the steps before, and I feel like I'm like, there's something hanging on my face or something. Anyway, Suzanne's here. Hi, Suzanne. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into this technique. It is something that I've shown before on a live. So, yeah. But the reason why I'm showing it again, in case you didn't see it the first time, is that I was very fortunate to be asked to participate in a creative challenge by Ava Motherwell of the Whole Bead Show. She was very kind and invited me. And so what she did is she sent out a bunch of kits to all over, I think, all over the country. And everybody got a kit, and then everybody made something with the kit that they were, in their own particular style. And I always love those. We've been doing creative challenges ourselves for even before we had this store. So it's probably 14 years or so. If Susan Surreal's watching, she probably remembers the readers challenges from back in the day. on my blog. So I love those challenges, and I didn't know if I would be able to participate or not, but I did, and guess who won? Me. Um, and that's because of all of you out there, all of you, because all of you voted and helped me secure that win. Um, but what I wanted to do is show that piece and then show the technique that I used um, for creating the chain in the back. All right, so I'm going to flip this around. And then if somebody could be the time check, I don't know if Marianne's watching. She's usually pretty good about being my time check. Not to obligate you, Marianne. So yesterday we painted up this. I didn't really get a chance to finish it because the meeting went late. But yeah, so I have a meeting at 5:30. So if somebody wants to let me know at 5:25 that I got to bounce, then that would be super helpful. Michelle says 5:11. All right, so we got a little bit of time. So this is the piece that I made for the competition. So what I did is I bezel set the head, this cat head. Well, first I dyed the bone because this is carved bone from Indonesia and it's a cabochon. And so I dyed that and I made it so you could see more details because it was kind of like a cream kind of bone color, and you couldn't really see that it was a cat. And it kind of clashed with the blues and the pinks that are in this, the fuchsias and the purples. So I kind of made it this kind of pale gray color. And then I added the details of the eyes. I also wanted this to be a different surface. So I painted these as well. It's pretty much the same color, but I did, it's slightly different. I don't know if you can see or not. See there, you can, on the backs, I try to get a little bit more texture. And so what I did is, so I bezel set that face, and then I drilled the holes. And I was super tired when I did this. So originally I was supposed to do it like this because there's a hole that goes from side to side up here. Um, but I drilled it like this. So then I had to fill the hole, patch the hole, and I only had one of these, so I had to make it work. So then I created my own eyelets out of tubing and created the eyelets there so that wherever there was jump rings, it wouldn't like scratch up the plastic because this is vintage plastic. And so I did a stone on stone setting, which is the head was mounted to this plastic piece. So if you have one rivet connecting as a point of connection, it becomes a pivot. And so this is a pivot, but this, I didn't want it to move, so I had to add two. So that's where that is. I used, I made these a long time ago. These are out of bronze clay that has my name and a stamp. And so I riveted that on and then had this other rivet, which then helped hold this stationary, but it also made this move. And so I did herringbone stitch on this. And then I made these, it's just wire wrapped. And so it looks like it's got long legs, kind of like a Barnaby. And then I did this chain. And so that's what this demo is going to be about, is this chain. So I've shown this chain before. I really love this chain. When I lived in New York City, I used to make stuff for different little shops and boutiques and stuff. And I actually used um, to help me get through college, I would sometimes have a little blanket that I would set up on the sidewalk and sell stuff on the street. Of course, I didn't have a permit. So if anybody kind of suspicious looked like they're coming up, I kind of rolled up and left. I didn't do it that much because that was hard. Um, but yeah. So it was one of those things where I used to make jewelry for different boutiques and stuff. And one of the things that I used to do was something similar to this chain. And the reason why I did this is because it was really inexpensive, but it looked really cool. And I could do one of those necklaces for maybe $1. I could buy the jump rings or make them myself using wire and a dowel rod and have a little bit of seed beads, and I could sell it for way more. And so that was one of my projects I did to help me make money when I was in school. So I've been doing these for a while. I didn't really ever show this until just recently. So at least publicly. So there you go. Yes, Marion, I have to go at 5:25 because I got a meeting. But I'll be back at 9 or 9:30 later. But I'm gonna show this real quick. So this is that technique. It's really easy. It's super basic, but look how cool that looks, right? Look how cool that looks. So Ava, she sent these vintage plastic rings, and that's what I use. So this makes a super light and airy necklace, but it looks kind of like impressive, right? It has kind of a visual weight to it because it's a little bit larger, but it's still lightweight, so you don't feel like your cheese getting cut off and that you're like weighing down the mountainside. So I think it's a fun technique, and it's something that you can do, and you can do in any combination that you want. So in one of the kits that we recently sold, boy, my allergies today, y'all. So in one of the kits, I had included these Dogon rings. These are made in Africa, and they're pretty cool. I love them. And I picked out all the worst ones because sometimes with some of the African glass beads, there's some that are a little bit rough, so or cracked. So I picked all of those ones off, and yeah. So this one was in the one of the kits that we released, but I also have it in this fun teal color, in this kind of cranberry red color, and this really vibrant kind of slimer green. I don't know if this is an opalescent glass that they use, but I just love it. I'm smitten kitten. It kind of glows, which is fun and exciting to me. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one of these, or it could be even more, and we can make our project using that. So I'm going to say that this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. A, B, C, D. So I'll let y'all help me pick. What are we going to do? A, B, C, or D? Pam says C. Suzanne says A. Marianne says C. Michelle says A. Robin says C. Norma says C. And Mary says C. I guess we're doing C, y'all. All right. We're going to do C. Oh, we got one D. Well, there you go. But we're going to do C. I love this color too. Pam says that she loves this color. I do too. All right. So I've got these. These are these African glass rings. If you wanted to do this technique using other materials, please do. Mix and match. Mix vintage plastic. mix glass. I have a bunch of different glass rings. There's some that are vintage from India. And I just love these. If y'all want a ring kit, maybe I'll make a ring kit like this of glass of different kinds of rings. Anyway, I'm not going to do a great big chain, but I am going to do the small one here. All right. And I have a in theory, I have a little bin. I don't know where it went. In theory, there's a little bin of jump rings. Oh, here it is. So I have a little container of random miscellaneous jump rings in different colors and sizes and sometimes even shapes, because sometimes you need an oval one. And I've clearly emptied this out and I don't know where the rest of it is. But so I have a bunch of different jump rings. If you need any kind of jump rings, we don't list a bunch of those online, but we have tons and tons of them. We also have a jump ring maker. So we make a bunch of jump rings. And if you need those, just email us at info@allegorygallery.com. We probably have a wall of jump rings that we just didn't put up yet, which when we finish the renovations at the store, we maybe will. But anyway, so I've got a bunch of jump rings. I'm going to use these. So all you do is you take your tools and you open and close a jump ring. And let's say I've got this mix left over.
522.
And be like, William, you need to finish this demo because all right. This is once I do this, y'all gonna be like, why are you showing this to me? All right, I got some tools. All right, so normally I like to use a bent nose plier to help open my jump ring so I can keep the tip out of the way. But when you don't have that, then you don't have that. So what I do is I hold one side stationary and then I use my other pliers to pivot, and that creates an open jump ring. And then I slip on a seed bead that will fit, that has an ample size hole. And then I will slip on a one of these glass rings. Dogon rings. We've got them in the different colors. And then if it's too tight, I can either use a bigger ring or I can close this up and then kind of like hope that I don't accidentally chip it. I might have to use a bigger ring for this one. Yeah, I'm going to do a bigger ring because I don't want it to chip. Well, maybe. All right, so there you go. So this is basically you just do this over and over. And you can add an embellishment.
So it's demo done.
Yeah, pretty much demo done. Pam says, what size jump rings are you using? These are an 8mm twisted textured jump ring, but you can mix and match your jump ring. Like this is a gunmetal one. And so for this chain, I wanted to have a mixed metal one. So I use those textured ones. I use smaller rings. I use those gunmetal ones. And then I also added these small kind of antique bronze ones and added texture here. And this also gave a little bit of movement. So I would say I would do maybe a 10 or 12mm jump ring on this one, so that it has a little bit more movement and give. And then you just continue that. All right. So I have to run, but I will be back at around 9 or 9:30. So I will see y'all later. All right. Hopefully that was a really quick demo, but you just keep doing that over and over, and then you can make your chain. So all right. Have a great night, everyone. I'll see y'all later. Thanks so much. See ya.